He caught a bit napping at the start last week. We're all ready for Anzac Day footy at Stratarama Stadium. Holder in the ruck for Glenelg. Doyle over the top of him. Into the hit out clearly. Lyons falls on top of the footy.
Yeah, that'll be one area there because Holder's giving away a few centimetres there, so you'd think the double blue should win, the clearances through the middle.
Again, a pack forms. Gerloff tackled by Teely going nowhere. And we'll have another ball up. There is Doyle just ragdolling Holder there. Kick went high. McFadden underneath it. There's Gould. The handball to a running stretch. Comes wide. Nice mark. Taken out there by James Bell. And his opponent, Voss, wearing him like a glove there. Still took a good mark. Now he sends Glenelg forward in the McBean direction. Coomlas tried to claim the mark. Called to play on. Found Illman. Untidy handball to Teely. Gee, that footy didn't want to come to him. And now Perez, who was very good last week with a beautiful exit kick to find Voss. Voss chipping further afield. Will Snelling takes the mark. True centre wing position. Good purposeful build-up here from the double blues. Now the inboard kick looking for Doyle. Lovelock did well to make a contest there. Ball spills to Battersby. Still a little half chance there. The Bay's away now through Holder. Scharenberg. Lovelock. And gee, they do that so well out of defence, Glenelg, don't they, to find Reynolds? Yeah,
moved it well, and Oscar Adams involved a bit there across half-back as he pushes forward to see if he can get involved in this next marking contest.
I think he might have... Did he start down back, Adams, or is he...
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Well, yeah. I think that's his best spot, but I think they're playing him a bit forward as well today.
So the switch of play was on, but Martini dropped what he should have taken, and Josh Hone right there to apply pressure, holding the footy. Yeah,
that's his go, isn't it? Pressure at the ball carrier. Did that well.
So Hone chipping short. Snelling.
He's already busy. Probably a bit too far out. Probably kick from 55 here.
Just kicked into the man on the mark there. And Glenelg away so quickly. Here is Bell. Has one bounce. Doesn't have much up ahead, so he comes inboard to Adams. He made that look easy, big Oscar Adams, didn't he? Puts a beautifully way to kick back to Bell, who can run to 50. Kick to a vacant square. How will this sit for Hosey? Oh, it doesn't matter how it sits for him. What a snap for goal. Glenelg get there first, and it's that man, Lockie Hosey, making no mistake on the right boot. Glenelg 1 straight, 6, Sturt yet to score.
Well, you thought he had to stop and prop because he got, pretty on a fairly tight angle there, but he was able to pull it around his body. Fantastic work and really good running there by Bell. It was on the outer side. James Bell, he took the first mark on the outer wing. He kept running and he got the kick to the top of the goal square, which was a ripper. Lockie Hosey couldn't mark it, but good enough to get back on it. Second effort was good and across the body for the Tigers' first goal, but they moved the ball so cleanly there.
Yeah, they do. You cannot turn it over at half forward because they're just so damaging from there, even without Darcy Bailey in the team today. Just excellent ball use. So we're back in the middle. Doyle and Holder. Allen lays the tackle. Holder, good hands. Now Snook. Just a snap forward. Oh, Flynn Perez came through hard there. Might have raised the elbow, the crowd thought.
Good commitment by both sides there. I think Luke Reynolds applied the tackle initially, held him up.
Bit slow to get up, Reynolds, but he's a tough character.
This will be the problem. Holder just, as we mentioned, giving away a couple of centimetres.
It's a lovely kick out in front of Battersby. Snoop there to apply the pressure.
Yeah, just got into his back.
Just got into his back, yep. So James Battersby will take the free kick.
So this is an important entry into forward 50 here for the double blues.
But the longer you wait, I guess the more players Glenelg push back so much black and gold. Spoil came from Gould. Kick was a bit high for McFadden anyway, but they just pushed numbers back, Glenelg, didn't they?
They did. And it wasn't touched, so it'll be a boundary throw in about 25 metres around from the Sturt goal.
So Faye Sparks will do the ruck in the forward line for Sturt. Holder nearly got that. Allen a quick kick. Went high. Gee, going back.
That's a
almost
mark.
Taking the mark. Umpire called play on. I think it was held, wasn't it?
Yeah,
The umpire
like.
must have said not far enough for Sam Conforti. Holder wins that one. Again, big pack of players around this footy. No one able to get possession. We'll have another ball up.
Will Snelling there with a nice tackle just to hold the ball in.
Sturt again a half chance. And now Lyons comes away with the footy. Beautiful kick to a leading Hosey. Takes the mark just backward of centre. Oh, look at that one. Hold up in the breeze. Just pushed it across and into the arms of Dakin. Sturt have numbers here in the centre of the ground. One of those is Lewis. Went to Snelling. Now back to Tom Lewis. Just kicked the top of that footy. Tumbles into the pocket. Rolls out of bounds for a last touch free kick to Glenelg.
Yeah, you could just see on the ball drop it just got a bit forward of him and ended up being a bit of a tumbler. That's going to be 25 there. Just knocked it straight out of his hands to Matty Allen.
Yeah, a little bit undisciplined, Faye Sparks. Didn't really need to do that.
He's got no one there either and keep going.
So
That's a beautiful kick.
It is a beautiful kick. You heard Grant Coffey say it was a beautifully weighted kick to Stagg, who's got a player on in the goal square if he can get it that far. It's Reynolds. It's going to drop short. Zach Becker takes a very nice intercept mark.
Yeah, they're just going to have to watch that high kick because, as you mentioned a couple of times now, it's hurled up and whatever is not much of a breeze, but whatever it is, it's just holding up to that end. You just need to punch the ball a bit.
Henry Carey with the exit kick. It's a beautiful one to find Richards. Dangerous inboard kick. It was perfect though. Lewis on his left boot. That's also an excellent kick to McFadgen. He's just outside 50. He can set this one up. That's outstanding play. Josh Hone on the lead. And when you move the ball quickly, Koff, that's what happens.
Yeah, well, that was the difference, wasn't it? Because the Tigers couldn't get their numbers back and Sturt had a bit of space there, and it was well done by Josh Hone once again. And he'll kick from about 45. Distance won't be an issue here, just a matter of accuracy. But it's been a pretty good start by the Double Blues. They've had plenty of the footy. Just need to make the most of it now.
So Josh Hone, he is a goal kicker, but just 2 this year. Hasn't kicked a goal in round 1 or 3. Strikes that well enough. You see the breeze, it's blowing a bit across the ground, just took that well off to the left, minor score. So Sturt on the board now, 1 behind. They trail Glenelg 1 straight goal, 6. Played nearly 8 minutes first term. And that one is...
Yeah, that one's carried, hasn't it? It's gone out of play without being touched.
So Giacometti taking the free kick, kicking that one along to a contest. Out of play, we'll have a boundary throw in. Great crowd here, Koff, on the outer side as well as in front of us.
Yeah, it is. And a nice development over there. Well, it might be the cricket club, is it, over there with the practice nets?
Yeah, that's right. Excellent looking playground for the kids there too. Holder just got rid of Faye Sparks there. Snook held up by Battersby and Lewis. No man's going to break that tackle.
Exactly.
Faye Sparks over the top there, again winning the hit out, but nowhere to go.
Reed Cooler there trying to bust out of the pack.
Snelling wrapped him up. There's McFadgen, quick kick, Conforti, hands were excellent. Lewis just couldn't get any space to get a kick. Snelling wanted that more than anyone. Wrapped up again by Culler this time. Faye Sparks now again with the hit out. Snelling, Giacometti, went one way, went the other, outside of the boots. A good dangerous kick to the square. Glenelg have numbers. Gould happy to rush that through. Sturt 2 behinds. Trailing Glenelg 1 straight 6, but a lot of ball use for Sturt, Koff, and a bit of momentum.
Yeah, and the pressure's been good by both sides. We saw how hard it was to get it out of that pack. Needed, about 4 ball ups before it eventually found its way out of there.
Good kick to a contest. And coming over the top, Doyle takes a very nice mark. over the top of Holder and McBean.
Big, strong man, isn't he? He's going to be a good player for the Double Blues today, by the look of things.
Sinks the boot in. That carried a long way. And McFadgen over the back takes an excellent mark, no more than 15 out straight in front.
Yeah, contested mark, went up. And looks like he's on Will Gould as well, just in front, strong hands. So an opportunity for Sturt's first goal of the game.
So Connor McFadgen 2 last week. He gives Sturt some reward for effort. He certainly can. He slams it through. Double Blues flags go up behind the goal. Sturt have their first. They're 1-2-8. And they lead Glenelg 1 straight 6.
Yeah, a great mark. Contested mark. The kick went to the top of the goal square. He flew from behind. Strong set of hands. And that was a fantastic mark and goal from Connor McFadgen. His first of the game. 1 goal to Lockie Hosey at the other end. And a bit of an arm wrestle so far.
Yeah, a lot of stoppage. Isn't there a lot of stoppage football? We know both of these midfields are very good. But
it'll open up. It'll open up, no doubt about that. And whatever breeze there is going towards that northern end where Sturt are kicking to. So it might be worth a goal or two.
That kick from Doyle really travelled, didn't it?
Yeah, yep.
So back in the middle, Oscar Adams doing a bit of ruck work. Beaten by Holder there. Bell does the roving brilliantly. Kicks it straight inside 50, just over the hands of Voss. McBean as Chandler. Went one way, went the other. Now back to the skipper, McBean. Unselfish footy to Stretch. Billy Stretch can have a look from here. Yeah, just put that off to the right. Minor score. Glenelg 1-1-7. Trailing Sturt 1-2-8. Quick centre clearance for Glenelg there. So back with the Double Blues. Kick to a contest. Curran got hands to it first. Stagg, the inside 50 entry. Straight into the hands of Flynn Perez, who will keep the footy on this members' side. Tough one for Hone. Read it well in the air, though. Just pinched a break on McCarthy, but nice work from McCarthy to wrap him up. Force the boundary throw in.
It just wouldn't sit for Josh Hone. If it sat up for him, he would have been away there. He might have had a bit too much pace, but ball wouldn't sit up. So we've got another stoppage.
Interesting again, that kick carried a little further than maybe the players first thought. Doyle front position, straight down to Lewis. Shrug 1, shrug 2, Dakin. Now back to Doyle. Tried the don't argue. Walter. It's a tricky one for Ned Walter to grab. Oh. The cavalry arrived and Luke Edmonds and Oscar Adams, big clash. Teely with the footy, beautifully smothered by Snook. Gee, it's hard work in there, and then Snook lays the follow-up tackle on it. Angus Anderson, who's in trouble holding the footy.
Yeah, he tried to take him on in the tackle and couldn't break it, so Anderson been caught holding the ball. Great commitment as well by Oscar Adams, had his head over the footy. Both players did, actually, and they just collided.
Talk about the tackling prowess of Tom Lewis. Matthew Snook, equally as good. That was a great tackle. Now Glenelg drive forward. Becker read it best in the air. He's having a good year, Zach Becker.
Yeah, he's come up through their underage. He's going to be a 200-game player for Sturt.
Casey Voss had his kick smothered by Chandler. Gee, it's on in the middle here.
The ruckmen are going at it.
Gee, I'll stick with the footy, Coff. You watch the fight. That looks like it's really on there. Amos Doyle with 2 base players.
Yeah, it was Big Doyle and Matty Allen down there. So Doyle would think he's got a probably half a foot on Matty Allen, but it was just a wrestle. They're back at it now.
So the ball with Casey Voss. Good underground handball to Carey. Kicks long. There's 3 Glenelg players here. Getting back off. I thought that might have been a mark to Max Proud.
Chopped out of his hands.
Conforti had Dakin. Now Teely. And Will Spain now can come inboard. Beautiful kick. Oh, just over the head of Richards. Giacometti there, though. Sweeping handball. Conforti puts that on the boot. Hone almost. McFadgen does the roving. And he's kicked his second. Connor McFadgen. Beautiful roving off hands. Kicked it with the outside of the boot. 2 to McFadgen, 2 to Sturt, and they take an early 7-point lead.
And once again, just the speed of movement to get the ball inside forward 50. And we saw McFadgen. The first one was a fantastic contested mark. That there was a crumb. and just put it on the outside of the boot and put it through for his second goal. So great response here by the Double Blues.
Usually happens the other way around. It's McFadden in the one-on-one and Hind roving through, but outstanding work. And again, Sturt, when they moved the ball quickly, wasn't pretty then, but they kept it moving. And that forward line was open and they made the most of their chance. So 15 minutes played first term, grand final rematch at Stratarama, and it's Sturt by 7. Bell, another clearance. He's been good in the centre bounces. Hosey almost. Perez right with him. And now they're going at it, Hosey and Perez. Snelling and Battersby lay the tackle.
I don't think he was that happy with the tackle, and he didn't get the free kick, so he got up and remonstrated.
Ruck contest again. Battersby trying to break tackles. Gerloff, quick kick through the hands of Adams. Battersby just found that footy. Voss to Walter. And now Henry Carey drives the ball forward. Hone got a little fly at that. Gerloff at the back. Glenelg players arrive to force a stoppage. Again, good positive attack from Sturt.
Yeah, it was. But Josh Hone then, he probably should have stayed down because he had McFadden competing for the ball. The ball came over the back. And that's maybe where the crumb was.
So Gerloff driven out of bounds there, and we'll have a boundary throw in. Sturt plus 23 in possession early stages. Boundary throw in right on the paint of 50. Faye Sparks had front position, won that down, but again, very hard to win the footy at the stoppage. So we'll have another ball up. Faye Sparks pinch some ground there. The hurried kick forward. It's worked well for them. The chaos ball. Conforti. Oh, he did well to create some space for himself and just kicked the belly of the ball then.
Yeah, well, he had more time than what he thought he did. The little inbounds pivot, he actually got a bit of space out of that and probably could have steadied a bit more, but rushed it onto the boot for a behind.
Cole Gerloff swings this wide. Beautiful kick to the leading McBean. Takes a nice mark. Continues to play the outer wing. That one, it's not his tidiest kick, just eluded Corey Lyons, and Sturt will take the free kick. Battersby just comes backwards to Walter. Switch is on. It's a difficult kick, though. Rory Illman screaming for it. It's going to go to Coombs and now to Illman. They open up this member's side of the ground. Sturt. That one onto the chest of Tierley. Joel Tierley wants to come inboard as Coombs. And that's a beautiful kick to Illman, who kept running. Just taking his time and now sending this one forward. Big pack forms. McFadden almost rode that one again. Curran dives on the footy. Gould, great smother by Conforti. Nearly created a chance there. Kitchke under pressure. Has Curran. Good smother. Richards. Conforti taken out of play by Reid Cooler, but great forward pressure by the Double Blues.
Yeah, well, we thought that the Glenelg tools was going to be a bonus for them, but it's been the smalls of Sturt that have just created that pressure, especially keeping the ball inside forward 50. You thought a couple of the times the Tigers have been away coming out of the defensive 50, but Sturt have managed to hold the ball in.
Faye Sparks took that one out of the ruck and kicked it straight into the hill.
That's why he's such a dangerous player too. He started forward, now he's gone in to have a run in the ruck while Dawes having a spell, and he's playing well in there as well.
Chris Curran in the right back pocket for Glenelg. He's going to kick this long down the line. Strange looking kick. Voss had front position. It's a good spoil. Reynolds went without it. Battersby, great handball. Snelling, little chipping pass. Just fell at the feet of Richards. Kitchke just goes bang to get this one out of trouble. Faye Sparks read it beautifully. Nice mark. So Daniel Faye Sparks, 70 from home. Just a little kick across the ground to Walter. Just two Sturt players behind Walter. Everyone else in front of him. Goes very short to Spain.
Oh, dangerous.
Was dangerous. Chandler got the fist in. Reynolds was there to help.
Throw.
You heard it. Grant Coffey on the mic.
Yep.
Throw by Will Chandler again at Tom Lewis. Nice tackle. He chips to Voss. Just couldn't hang on. Goes back to Lewis. He's got a player further afield in Spain. And now Tearley. Great smother, but it's gone straight to the Sturt player who is wrapped up immediately.
That's where the perceived pressure starts to come in as well, where players are clear and make unforced errors. We've seen that a couple of times already in this game.
The pressure is on already. Seen a lot of smothers. Lewis gathered that beautifully. Took two Glenelg players to stop him. Have a ball up. This game really being played in Sturt's forward half at the moment, Koff.
Yeah, it is, yep.
So Faye Sparks and hold it. Dakin got a great handball to Spain. Now the ball comes out to Faye Sparks, who's going to snap around the body. I think he's got it, Daniel Faye Sparks. Great snap by the big man. Outstanding roving by the Sturt midfielders. And, well, they go to 3-3-21. This margin now 14 points. We played 21 minutes first term.
Yeah, and it's been the bigs of Sturt, hasn't it? McFadden with 2. Faye Sparks, who's played well in the ruck and forward, now kicked a goal. And big Amos Doyle's dominating in the middle of the ground as well. So it's the tools of Sturt and the smalls as well, the players around the footy, just with the pressure, that have been very impressive for the Double Blues and got off to a great start here, even though they're kicking with a slight breeze. But, yeah, been very impressive so far.
Still got to make the most of it, don't you? And
do.
9 clearances to 4 in favour of Sturt. And 90 disposals to 53 for Glenelg. So big advantages there. Doyle.
And Tom Lewis and Will Snelling already with 8 touches each. And Will Snelling has had 8 tackles, can you believe?
8 tackles in the first quarter. Gee, we'll get the record books out shortly. For that one, Glenelg, now they drive forward. This one's going to sit for Adams. He can run into the open goal, and just like that, Glenelg get one back. 2-1-13. They trail Sturt 3-3-21, but we know how quick Glenelg can be with ball in hand. Yeah,
well, they've got so many targets. And Oscar Adams, only 20 years of age. His best footy is definitely ahead of him still. He's still only really a young kid for a tall, developing tool, 20 years of age, 199 centimetres. So big things to come from him. But that was a nice response by the Tigers.
Second league goal for Oscar Adams in game number 4.
Yeah, plucked from the under-18, so he hadn't even played. He played reserves, but mainly under-18s before he got drafted.
Pick 51 he was in 2021 to the Saints. Now back at the Bay and kicking goals on Anzac Day. Snelling, great handball to Lewis. Perez was waiting off the back of the pack, drives one to the chest of Dakin. All the prime movers for Sturt involved in that passage. Handball back to Perez. That one just to the feet of Faye Sparks. Couldn't quite pull it in. Allen. Such a good user of the footy, Allen, except on that occasion when he picked out Amos Doyle. And the big man wastes no time in finding Carey. So now a long ball right to the hot spot. Big fly. McFadden couldn't pull it in. Lewis spinning out of trouble. Just found space where there was none. But sent it straight out on the full. Again, Sturt doing all the attacking.
McFadden's a bit of a live wire in there. He flew for that. He had half a chance there. We saw him take a great contested mark earlier in the quarter.
I thought they missed Lockie Burrows last week against the Roosters, but...
Well, he's another one. He's so versatile, Burrows. Can play in the ruck, forward, back.
Another big pack form. Somehow Perez has held that.
He started well, Perez. He's playing cross half back. Have a quarterback there. Distributes the footy well.
I thought he was very good last week too in that same role. He's going to send this one again forward. And again the pack forms. Huge flies. Conforti does the roving outside of the boot. That's another goal to the Double Blues. Sam Conforti. Perfect small forward goal. It was at the front of the pack. Took the crumbs beautifully. Clever little outside of the boot kick. 4 goals to Sturt. They lead it by 14.
Yeah, I was a bit nervous for him there because Max Proud looked like he was going to touch that. He didn't get the ball very high, couldn't 40, but did enough to get it through for his first goal. So 4 goals already for the Double Blues. Been a great start by them, and their small forwards just applying pressure once again.
Who supports community footy in South Australia? Amy does, of course. And you're seeing the best of footy in South Australia right here. It's the grand final rematch. Anzac Day footy. And it's the Double Blues. 14 points in front. Doyle unopposed to Snelling. He sends Sturt forward again. That's going to fall on the chest of McFadden. He just dropped one he probably should have taken.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. It was a dipping ball, and it was sort of between the hands and the chest, and he got caught in no man's land there.
Umpire's found a free
He's
here.
Get a free kick anyway.
Yeah. Reminded me of the slip fieldsman where you don't know whether to have the hands up or down, but doesn't matter here because he's won the free for the ruck infringement.
Just needs to put it out to that right goalpost. There's been a bit of right to left about the kicks down to this end.
They have had a few siders, the Double Blues.
This could be number 3 in the first quarter. An impressive start.
Connor McFadden, distance won't trouble him. Heard Grant Coffey say he's going to want to start this one out right. He does start it out right. Just hung it out a bit too far, or maybe he didn't come back as much as he thought. Minus score.
Got a bit of a stuttering approach to the to his goal kicking.
So Sturt, a 15-point lead. Deep into time on in this first term. Long ball down the outside. McBean was the target, couldn't mark. Gerloff, hand to Snook, but only as far as Coombs. Battersby. There's Perez again coming in board to Snelling. He puts this long. It's Faye Sparks with the one-on-one this time. 1 grab, 2 grab, couldn't quite. Allen under pressure. Max Proud takes this one out of play.
He's not happy, Faye Sparks. He thought he did everything right there. He held Kitchke off with one arm and he tried to pluck it in with the other one. He just nearly had it, but Kitchke in the end got a fist to it, so good defensive work there.
He'll do the ruck work now, Faye Sparks. Wins front position on Holder.
He might get a free kick. No, it's going the other way. It's a bit of a hard one, that. They're both holding. Who does the free kick go to?
That's always a sign when the players don't know who's getting the free. Big pack forms. Reynolds off hands.
Good pressure.
Tackled as he kicked. Chandler was dealt with by big Amos Doyle. Ball tunnel balls a few. Edmonds a good pick up. The Lewis fires that one to Battersby. Hone went one way. No room the other way. Out of play. Seen some big hits today. Early as well, haven't we?
Yeah, no, it's the way that the Double Blues play, just their pressure to hold the ball in the contest, and they've got all those players around. We've mentioned, Tom Lewis and also Will Snelling. They're just so good at it.
There they are again. Lewis this time fired one out. Giacometti. Underground handball. Walter was a great pickup. Doyle wasn't ready for that. Snelling on the scene. Handball was a bit hot for Carey. They crash in. It's Oscar Adams this time. Crashing in on Giacometti.
Good commitment by both players, though.
Holder and Doyle engage. Doyle wins the hit out, and there is the siren to end the first term. Grand final rematch here on Anzac Day at Stratarama Stadium, Glenelg, and it is the Double Blues 4-4-28 leading Sturt 2-1-13. That's a margin of 15 points, and Koff, great attack.
So they're up and about, Sturt, and the Tigers will need to be at their best in the last 3 quarters to win this game.
They will be. Second quarters have been good to Glenelg this year. They haven't lost one yet. They're 3-0. They want to make that 4-0 to be a chance today. Bell tackled. Ball fell to Snelling. Couldn't take possession. The hack off the ground. It's gathered by Snook. Quick handball to Curran. Again wrapped up. Lewis just broke the tackle with ease. Sends it forward again. Faith Sparks. Great mark out in front.
He's a good player, this bloke. He's one of the best tools in the SANFL. Can really mark the footy. And you just saw him there. There's not many players that can actually do that. Lead out, hands out in front, pressure. He had someone right, at his ear trying to punch the ball away, but great set of hands.
Just stuck in the hands, didn't it?
Yep.
And again, it was strong work by Lewis at the clearance, just shrugged off a tackle and put that out in front of Faye Sparks. He'll fancy his chances from here. He's already kicked the goal today.
They've sort of held up on the breeze a bit this end, haven't they? So he'll need his best kick.
And they warmed up at the other end, Sturt, so he wouldn't have had a look in warm-up. Does not matter at all, though. Bangs that one straight through the middle. And Sturt draw first blood in the second term, 5-4-34. It's margin out to 21 points, Koff.
Yeah, great start there to the double blues, and Faye Sparks, what a goal. And the goal umpire down there, Matthew Williams, watched it sail straight over his head, who's approaching his 200th game as well, Matthew, the goal umpire. So fantastic work by the double blues. And once again, the Tigers, they've just, as soon as they get hold of the footy, the pressure around the ball by Sturt has been unbelievable in this game.
Yeah, it was Ferocious, wasn't it, at half forward there. Glenelg got hands to the footy first a couple of times, just nowhere to go. So back in the middle, how will the Bays respond? Holder won that hit out. Snook and Lewis. Gee, that's going to be a good matchup to watch. They break even on that occasion. And we'll have another ball up. Doyle, great tap there to Lewis. He was tackled there, just couldn't get hands to it.
That's going to be 25. Well...
Oh, Amos Doyle lucky there.
Yeah, he just dropped the ball. The umpire didn't see that.
Very lucky. Holder slams this one on the boot. Just carried a little bit further. Reynolds at the back. Again, probably had more time than he thought.
Now, the runner doesn't do this anymore, but they should go out to Big Amos and just tell him about that. He hasn't been penalised on this occasion, but if this is a grand final, something like that could cost you a goal. So just go out and say, listen, make sure you give the ball back. Little things.
Good call, Grant Coffey, on special comments today. Tim Saul with you on SANFL now. Also streaming on the AFL website and AFL app. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast. A quick kick back inside 50. Pack forms again. The footy just carries the pack. Hosey spun around in the tackle. And we'll have a ball up. Deep in the right forward pocket for the Bays. Bean does the ruck work. Again, the tackle laid, this time by Voss.
You're just waiting for a Glenelg free kick to come here because they've been first to the footy in this contest.
And almost a half chance there, yeah.
He sort of played for it there. The umpire was awake up to it.
Also look for McBean to try and take this out of the ruck. You see him do that quite a bit. Illman hands to that. And another ball up, our third in a minute. There is McBean taking it out of the ruck and set upon by Sturt players.
Yeah, holding, the umpire said.
Holding the footy. Free kick.
Will Snelling once again. I think he had 8 tackles in that first quarter. World record pace.
Absolutely, racking them up. Doyle found Dakin, who now goes wide to Voss. Goes further afield to Battersby. Couldn't quite reel that one in.
Well done by Holder, because that was a certain mark. That's why you never give up on a footy, because just that last, final act of pressure, ball spills free, and you can start again with a boundary throw-in.
It's a boundary throw-in in front of a packed crowd on that outer side. Great to see so many fans enjoying Anzac Day footy. Crowd wanted a free kick there, nothing doing. And we'll have a ball up. Faye Sparks wins that one. Snelling's hands were good to Battersby. Giacometti just pushed off the footy by Bell. Crashes back in. Forces a boundary throw in. Bit of a stalemate at the moment. 5 minutes played. Second term at Stratarama. Double Blues by 20 points.
Sturt will be happy with this, just taking a bit of time off the clock.
Faye Sparks front position over Holder. Allen takes the footy. But again wrapped up. This time by Battersby. cannot get any space, can they, Glenelg?
No.
And there's a hurried kick by Allen. Goes forward. Good work by Edmonds. Coombs arrives for support. Handball was a bit quick for Voss out of play.
It was well done by Coombs. So he left his player, attacked the footy.
So plenty of big bodies down there for Glenelg, but the Sturt defence holding up really well so far. McBean does the ruck work. Bell tracks it. Good gather. Just ran out of room there in the end, although he got a dangerous handball across goal, rushed through by the Double Blues. Margin back to 19 points.
They like getting the ball in James Bell's hands. Got plenty of pace and can really open the game up for the Tigers.
He's really been the only one so far we've seen burst from pack
that's right.
a few times.
Yep.
So long ball. Big pack forms. Snap out of trouble by Carey. Richard's hands were excellent. Dakin sets this one up for Conforti. He's very clever, Conforti. Spun inside, had Hone who can take a bounce. Well, it did come back to him. He just took his eyes off it. McCarthy has Curran. He puts Kitschke under a bit of pressure there, but the big man's up to the challenge. Dances around Hone and waits a beautiful kick to Matthew Allen.
Yeah, Faye Sparks was all on his own there, about 20 metres out from goal. The kick needed to go to him straight away.
So Matthew Allen, it's a long left foot kick. Just sitting in the hole there, though, it was Will Snelling.
He's been good, hasn't he?
Having some kind of game. Goes into the middle to find Amos Doyle, who's also playing very well.
Nice kick.
Almost, maybe just held up in the breeze. Sending it forward is Giacometti. And umpires found a free kick. It's going to go to Glenelg. It's going to go to Max Proud. Comes wide. Gee, it looked dangerous in the air, but in the end it was perfect to Billy Stretch. Chips one just the required distance to Lyons. Now back to Stretch. Sets this one up high. Reynolds tough to mark. Edmonds with the spoil.
Did well there, Edmonds. Was able just to nudge him under the footy a bit, just enough to get a spoil on it.
Heard during the week, Luke Edmonds, Father Pete's the game's record holder at Harndorf. Thanks to Harndorf legend Adam Zweck for that trivia. Ball on the outer side and just trickling out of play there.
I'm going to test your knowledge here. Harndorf. What's their...
Magpies.
The Magpies, are they?
Yeah.
I should have known that myself. Disappointed.
Yeah, good feeder club for Sturt. Strong club in the Hills League, of course. Lions back of the pack. Sends that one high and long. Voss, gee, he sat under that, almost pulled it in.
It did sit up, didn't it? Didn't come down for him.
So boundary throw in just inside 50.
New playground in the pocket there for the kids.
Looks like the place to be if you're a youngster. Always good for the parents to be able to keep the kids occupied so you can watch the footy. And it is a big day at the Bay. Of course, today, lots of activities for kids.
Yeah, good crowd.
Fantastic crowd. We'll bring you that number later on in the game. Carey was clever in close. Had Doyle. Now Voss slams this on the boot. Curran waited under it with courage. Almost pulled it in. Conforti's been dangerous. Wins the footy there to Battersby. He's going to get it back now, Sam Conforti. Thought about handballing a couple of times and in the end just puts a beautiful kick out in front of Richards. He's got Giacometti streaming forward. Oh, I thought he might have been infringed there. Luke Giacometti. Proud does the roving.
They tripped over each other's feet, didn't they?
They did. Record to Scharenberg. Sorry, Koff. Good tackle there.
Yeah.
A little bit high, though.
Yeah, the first one was a bit high as well, so the second one. But, yeah, the Double Blues thought they were running into an open goal there.
Yeah. So now with Matthew Allen at right half back for Glenelg, he plays on. Tries to open up the corridor a little bit. Becker and Adams, great contest between those two. Becker to Edmonds, now back to Becker. Going a long way back, Sturt. They still have possession through Walter. Now back to Luke Edmonds. Giacometti at centre-half back for Sturt. He's looking wide. He wants to head wide. And they're just content to slow this game down now, Sturt. Casey Voss sends this one long. Current front position takes a nice mark.
Yeah, it was a nice mark. Just having a look at Will Snelling as well. One thing about his game as an on-baller, he'll always push back in defence as well. So he won't let his player just run free. He'll push back as well, which is a great sign.
So you heard the size of the crowd there. It's an untidy kick in board.
That's a dangerous kick.
Straight to Amos Doyle, and that is dangerous when your big ruckman's chipping across goal. Hosey onto that one. Little untidy to McBean, but he has time and just measures a nice kick to Hugh Stagg.
Golden rule, never go short to a 50-50. That's what I would take out of that.
Yep.
Just needed to go long down the line.
Yeah, well, they haven't done much wrong today, have they, Sturt?
No.
And as soon as they do, Glenelg make them pay. So Hugh Stagg, under-18 SANFL MVP back in 2021. You would have seen a bit of him, Koff.
Yeah, he's a good pressure forward, can play on ball as well. I think he will as he, spots open up for him.
He's generally a pretty good kick for goal. He just pushes that one across. And Doyle there to make sure of it. Minor score. So Glenelg 2-3-15. Trailed Sturt 5-4-34. It's a margin of 18 points. As the smell of barbecue wafts into the SANFL now commentary position.
Nice.
It does smell good. Angus Anderson.
I think it's a combination of sausages and onions at the moment.
So Giacometti thought about the handball, just slipped at the critical time.
Oh, he's been given 25.
He's going to get 25 for that, yeah.
I'm not sure who that's... Has that gone against the runner or the player?
Oh, maybe it's gone against the runner. Because I thought the player didn't move.
No.
So Flynn Perez now. About 70 from home. Drives this one long. And waiting at the back. Reading it better than anyone is Alex Martini.
Yeah, everyone was up and down, but Martini stayed down. Judged the ball the best.
Curran demanded that footy and got it. Dangerous kick. Set Adams a task. He's up to it, the big man. A stretch in support. Colour gathers. Just shrugged the Giacometti tackle, but couldn't shrug the Ned Walter tackle.
Yeah.
Holding the footy. He was excellent last week, Ned Walter, in defence for Sturt. He's the breakthrough player of the round for his efforts. Sends this one long. Tough one to mark for Hone. Fist by McCarthy out of play.
They're going to be a hard side to beat this year, the Double Blues. Just the way you can see them play. Their pressure around the footy is good. They've got, the key pieces in the right spots as well with some defenders and forwards, so they're going to go a long way this year.
Front position wins the hit out. Only as far as Allen, though. Stretch. Just put McCarthy under pressure. Hone arrived first. And again, excellent forward pressure by Sturt just to keep the ball inside 50.
Josh Hone once again.
McFadden over the top, wins the ruck. Kick trickles towards goal. Kitchke.
He wasn't sure what he could do then. I think everyone's confused by that rule now, that you're not really sure if you can run over the line or you're going to keep the ball in, but anyway, he played it well.
Did play it well, big Kitchke. McBean couldn't mark. Sturt have numbers over at Giacometti, just happy to paddle it out of bounds. Giacometti into the side this week. Thought he's been quite good so far.
Yeah, he has been, yep.
Put himself in the right position. So Face Sparks up against Adams here. The second ruckman for both teams today. Face Sparks did it easy, just took it out of the ruck, straight onto the boot. Conforti's got to wait underneath that. Gee, did well. Straight onto his left boot, out in front of Hone. Outstanding play. Kick was perfect. lead was perfect and a great mark
and
too.
Conforty protected the ball. It was one of those ones that dropped a bit, it dipped, but he was playing in the front spot. And he's got a beautiful left foot on him as well, wheeled around onto that. And Josh Hone, not a big guy, but playing in front, jumped up at the highest point, took it in the hands. And he'll need his best kick from here because he's kicking into whatever breeze there is, but he's playing a great game of footy up there, whether it's taking marks or applying pressure. He's been fantastic.
He has been good. Conforty equally as good. Looks really dangerous at half forward. So this will take Josh Hone's best. He kicks from 45. Going right to the line. Max Proud gets the hand to it and rushes that through. Sturt 5-6-36. 20-point margin over the Bays. Dangerous kick in by Curran, who threw the head back. Carey with the intercept mark and unselfishly sets that one up to Conforty. And look at the players get around Henry Carey. Excellent intercept mark.
Yeah, he just chopped it off and played on straight away. Probably thought he was right on his range there from the top of the 50. Gives it off to Conforty, who looks like he's been a pretty reliable kick. Lovely left footer, so let's see what he can do here. Hasn't kicked, he's kicked one actually, kicked one in the first.
Kicked one in the first, coming up for his second. Been a very dangerous forward.
Oh, see there, he leant back on it and just had a couple of steps. Just needed to give himself a bit more room on that kick.
Jonty Scharenberg at half-back, 26 disposals last week.
Good mark.
Beautiful mark. Oscar Adams, isn't he working his way into this game?
He's actually been all right today.
Yeah.
Young guy.
We'll send this one long. Holder, face Sparks across the front, couldn't mark. Illman first to it. Ball knocked loose in the tackle. And copping a high one there was Walter. Umpire's just blown time off here. While we check on Ned Walter. Very slow to get up. Crowd not happy. Thought they knew that was a free kick already though. So Walter just surveys up ahead. Drives a low ball. Holder front position. Snook, good hands. McCarthy just broke a couple of tackles. Chandler did well to pick that one up, but no one to give the footy to.
Might be holding it.
He's in trouble. He picked it up beautifully, but just had nowhere to go.
Yep.
Casey Voss doing the tackling. Chips to Perez. Flynn Perez.
Become grandstand side here.
He's got a loose player in Becker, who has Carey further afield, heads in that direction now. And Richards streaming forward, takes a nice mark.
Oh, it could be 25, is it? It was a mark anyway.
Tell you what, the marking on the lead's been a highlight for Sturt today. Richards in board, untidy to Voss. Oh, just good pressure from Adams there. Well done by the big man. Well, he affected the spoil and then he ran across to make the tackle on Richards. Outstanding effort.
Yeah, it was, but he did get into his back a bit, but he's been lucky a couple of times, Oscar Adams, but his pressure's been really good, can't deny that.
Gould into the ruck, try to engage Faye Sparks, who won that easily. Bell to Lyons, boundary line beats him.
Sometimes players try to pick off a kick just a bit too much. You know, they try to go for that little short kick that, you know, trying to pierce a couple of players. Sometimes better off just to go down the line.
Tight second term here. Glenelg yet to kick a goal. Sturt have one. And that's not going to work for Glenelg this time either. Casey Voss all by himself. Looked inboard and then decides to keep this one low down the members' side. McCarthy and Hone can't mark. McFadgen takes that one out of play. Boundary throw in right in front of the SANFL now commentary position. Tim Saul and Grant Coffey bringing you all the action. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you're tuning in from. Faye Sparks and Gould. Give that one to Gould. Gerloff was waiting at the back. Nice hands to Bell. Left foot kick around the body.
Did that well.
Yeah, Luke Edmonds
He's winning that contest at the moment. He's on Liam McBean.
Doing an excellent job. He had the task on Mitch Harvey, who got hold of him a little bit last week.
Kick 4, Big Mitch.
He did. Perez, untidy kick forward. Scharenberg got a tricky bounce. And then Richards arrives. Scharenberg did well to get a boot to that, only as far as Battersby. Now it opens up for Tierley to the dangerous Conforti. And he puts this one out in front of McFadgen. Glenelg have numbers. Kitchke is one of those. Handball to Adams, back to Proud. Great pressure, Conforti wins the footy and wins the free kick. Gee, he did that well, Sam Conforti. Wastes no time because he's got Spain inboard. And Will Spain takes a good mark under pressure.
He's a bit of a live wire, isn't he, Conforti?
Yeah.
He's doing it all. Attacks the footy, taking a couple of nice marks, gave it off there.
Well,
and did the team thing as well.
Absolutely.
You know, centering the ball. So he's been good today for the Double Blues.
Sam Conforti, 14 disposals and a goal.
It's going to be hard to pick best players.
But it's Will Spain with the footy now. Kicked a goal last week against the Roosters.
Ooh.
Yeah, just pushing it to the left.
Yeah, it's not as easy as what you think down that end because the ball is fading to that left goal post, holding up in whatever breeze there is.
Scharenberg now, Glenelg. Well, they're messing around with it down there, weren't they? Now Will Snelling, we know how dangerous he is.
What a recruit he's been for Sturt.
He thought about short and then he's just pointed long.
I think he's the best recruit in the comp,
Absolutely,
isn't
he would be so far. Billy Cootie at Norwood, not far off either, I wouldn't have thought. Little kick finds Angus Anderson, about 10 metres closer to goal.
Yeah, I was going to say he didn't gain too much because he fumbled the ball, so the man on the mark should be there where he took the second grab at that.
So Angus Anderson has not kicked a goal at league level.
Well, we'll need his best kick here. Let's just say that because it's a pretty hard kick into this breeze, but let's see what he's got.
Man on the mark's 40. He kicks from 45. Looks pretty good right to the line. At least it was on line this time.
Yeah, it was on line. Yep.
Glenelg, too many hands on the line. McCarthy plays on. Sends this one long. Perez in best spot. Takes a nice mark.
He's been good as well, hasn't he? Across half-back. Reads the ball well.
Been very good. Another good recruit by Sturt from North Melbourne. 24 games and a goal for the Roos at AFL level. Rory Illman kicked the goal of the week last week. Just his second goal at league level. Pack forms again. Again, the Tigers given no space by the Double Blues. Hear the crowd getting a little frustrated.
Well,
here.
they should be getting frustrated. We're 24 minutes gone in this second quarter, and the Tigers haven't kicked a goal with a breeze. And they've got one of the most potent forward lines in the competition.
High-scoring team last year by a long way. Second only to the Eagles this year, and they're struggling to score. Snelling hacks that out of the air. Richards in front of Scharenberg. Almost got rid of him.
He had his bootlaces there at the end.
Did he do enough in the tackle there? I would have thought possibly.
Give it to him. Give it to him.
Jonty Scharenberg goes wide. Again, Sturt have numbers at the contest. Martini did the roving well, though. Gerloff just ran into trouble. It was Henry Carey. Dakin wastes no time sending Sturt forward. Anderson front position on Scharenberg. Nice gather by Anderson. Just had to handball that to no one. Adams put his head over the footy. Good tackle, Richards. We'll have a ball up.
They the Tigers just haven't been able to manage the Double Blues pressure around the footy, and here we are at half-time, so they'll have to go and reset the Tigers.
They will. That is the siren. Just the one goal kick, so we have enough players in each part of the ground. Holds the ball aloft. Third quarter underway at Stratarama. Doyle just got his hand to that first. Snook had a couple of cracks at a handball. Could not get it going. Snelling piles on.
I reckon Riley Holder's got a knee there. Top of the leg area.
Yeah, he is limping, isn't he? Looked very proppy. Allowed Doyle just to take that one out of the contest and send it forward. Tricky bounce. Clean bowls everyone. Hone might be first to it. Excellent play. Scharenberg to gather. Curran got it to Proud. And Glenelg clear to Lyons. Voss did very well to win that footy, though. Gave it to Battersby and got it back from him. Drills one to Snelling. They're running all over the top of them here. Giacometti firing towards goal. And almost the perfect start.
It is. I think Riley Holder's in a bit of trouble here. He's still limping.
Yeah.
And they're calling, looks like they're calling Adams to come up in the ruck. So whether he can stay on or not, he doesn't look like he's in a good shape at the moment.
So the kick out of defence was targeting Reynolds. He just couldn't quite bring it in. So we'll have a boundary throw in right where the 50-metre arc meets the boundary line.
Might have been a clash of shins, I think, with Riley Holder.
Well, he's contesting this one, so he might have bounced back okay. Battersby wrapped up as soon as he took possession. Snook shrugged the tackle, just got that on the boot. Reynolds couldn't mark. Illman did really well to get the fist in. He's back on this footy again, Rory Illman. Long way down for Doyle. He's tackled by Reynolds. And we'll have another ball up. Matty Snooks lost a footy boot down there. Holder takes that one out of the ruck. Battersby just does whatever he can to get the footy forward. Only as far as Scharenberg. Untidy kick to Culler. He's good enough to possess and kick back to Scharenberg. Culler keeps running. Sends this one wide. Lovelock takes a nice mark. Measures this one out in front of Gould. Just had to wait for it to bounce, though. Easy one for the Sturt defender to take over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Yeah, well, that's one move they've made. Will Gould has pushed forward.
They do look quite tall down there, don't they, though, with Gould, as well as the other three.
I remember going to watch Will Gould playing the under-16s. I'm sure he kicked 10 goals the game I saw him play, so he actually started as a full forward.
Battersby, Giacometti, Snelling, back to Giacometti. 2 bounces, now 3 bounces. Lewis said keep running, and he did. Put that out in front of Dakin. Scharenberg first to it. McFadgen, Angus Anderson's going to dribble this toward goal. Culler arrives just in time. Again, Sturt doing all the attacking. 5-10-40. Margin out to 24 points.
It was the old goalkeeper's save there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was going through.
Angus Anderson still looking for that first goal at league level. Had a couple of cracks today. Good spoil by Edmonds on McBean.
That might have gone out. Yeah, it's come off the boot. Yeah, definitely did.
Umpire's just making sure of it.
Oh.
And now they change the decision. Teely looked confident. Maybe the young boundary umpire wasn't confident enough to rip the ball out of Joel Teely's hands. He throws it in. Doyle front position. You heard the slap off the ball there. Culler couldn't gather because he has double Blues Guernseys all over him.
Riley Holder's come off the ground with that shin, so I'd say just a bit of treatment. He looks a lot better than he was, though, so he's up and about moving okay.
Gould did the ruck work there. Again, no room for Snook. So ball up right on the paint of 50. Doyle just threw Gould off the footy there illegally, said the umpire.
This could be a first for Will Gould, playing in the ruck.
Keeps a low ball to Chandler. Comes across, gee, that's a dangerous kick by Chandler because Sturt are all over this. Josh Hone, great tackle, McCarthy. Hone was just shaping to have a shot at goal. Brad McCarthy saves the day.
Yeah, because it's that kick, you know, that centering kick to a 50-50 short, always dangerous.
So Corey Lyons been quiet by his standard. There is another one, and Flynn Perez with the intercept this time. Sturt just reading it too easily, aren't they?
Yep. Well, you become predictable. You know, they're always trying to pick that kick off and the opposition aware of it, they just chop it off.
Perez goes long. Kitchke did well, did the roving, the big man. Handball was a tricky one for Lions to gather. He does, though. Again, just a kick in hope, and Perez made great ground to take that mark. Plays on, low ball. Tough one to take. And we'll have a ball up.
And we've mentioned Perez, he's been impressive today. Cross half-back, been a great pickup for the Double Blues.
They set up really nicely behind the ball, Sturt, making life difficult for Glenelg. Extracting that was Battersby to Snelling. And now Giacometti tumbles one, it might work. It's playing in front and taking a nice mark is Josh Hone.
Did it hit the ground at any stage, Tim, or not?
I'll say it was a mark. Glenelg players not protesting too much, so.
I just thought I saw it bobble out there at one stage, but anyway, he's got a shot on goal.
Hard to believe he hasn't. He's only got the one behind Josh Hone.
He's been busy.
Hasn't he?
It's just his pressure as well, because as we mentioned, you know, he can be a marking target, but just the pressure he brings just to hold the ball in the area.
They've kicked the first goal in every quarter, Sturt. Hone strikes it. It just never looked like it did it, that one.
They're the ones you can't afford to miss in a game like this. Low-scoring game, you're playing against a quality side at home.
Glenelg have struggled with this kick. That's a nice mark, Liam McBean. They've really struggled to get moving from half-back. And again, Sturt just clogging up the corridor, giving them nothing. So McBean forced to go across the ground. Tough one for Kitchke. Does well, the big man, and measures one to Stretch.
They're no better off than they were on the other side.
So again, they try the switch. Kitchke now. Nice looking kick in the Smook direction. Hone just did enough to affect it.
That's right, there he was again. And it's that slow kick that, gets hurled up in the breeze. He was able to run back, really didn't touch it too much, but he affected the outcome. Ball in and start again.
Doyle and Gould. Doyle just takes this one out of the ruck. Kick in hope. Sails out on the full. And Snook will take the free kick. Comes inboard to Allen. First look is the corridor. Goes short to Chandler. Will Chandler plays on. Kicks long in the Bell direction. He's going to get a good run at this, but so did Illman. Pretty easy in the end for Illman to affect the spoil.
And they've had to put Oscar Adams back as a defender. He's gone back on to face Sparks, and which has caused another issue now because now they've got no ruck. They've got Will Gould has to go in there as that backup.
Gould does the roving. Scrubs one forward to Bell. Nice gather. Again, the pressure from Sturt is elite this time, Illman.
Well, you thought James Bell was away there, but the tackle by Illman was fantastic.
Strange they haven't tried McBean in the ruck at all today.
That's what they should do because he's played there before.
Yes.
And the ball hasn't been down there for him to get in the game at the moment. Good mark by Adams.
Yeah, Casey Voss sent that one deep and Adams came across and took a very nice mark. Oscar Adams just checking his stats, 8 possessions and a goal. He's played well.
And a couple of good little pressure acts as well.
Comes across to Kitchke. Measures that one carefully to Stretch. Billy Stretch plays on. He's going to set a task here for Proud. Too easy in the end for Coomblas. Coomblas a short one to Spain. And Richards kept running, took a nice mark right on 50.
Now, I'd just go back and have a shot here. Back yourself in.
He's a good kick for goal, James Richards. I don't think the distance will bother him here.
Yeah, well, he's averaging over a goal a game. He's 34 goals. This is his 33rd game. So he needs one here just to keep those averages up.
Well, his first game of league for the season was last week. Kicked the goal in that game against North Adelaide. See the man on the mark is right on 50. This will take James Richards' best effort. Distance, no problem at all, but accuracy, never really there.
Ended up looking for that extra distance and kicking the ball across the body, and that's the way the ball went.
So can Glenelg manufacture something? They've really struggled to exit, and there's Perez. Flynn Perez, probably his third intercept of the quarter, I think, Koff.
Got a bit of class about him.
Drives this one low. Tough to mark for Scharenberg. Comes over the back. Spain set upon. We'll have a ball up. Perez, 14 disposals, 8 marks. Looking dangerous.
But as well as this, with Glenelg kicking into the breeze, they've kept, 11 minutes have gone. Sturt haven't scored a goal, so they wouldn't be, unhappy with how they've started this quarter, the Tigers.
Doyle, beautiful hit out over the back to Hone. Glenelg under siege here. Scramble in the goal square. And a rush behind. That's the 6th rush behind to Sturt today. Gerloff, he dropped what he should have taken. Put himself under enormous pressure. And all Scharenberg could do was kick in hope, and that sails into the crowd. And Sturt just keeping the game in their forward half. It'll be Jared Dakin this time to send them inside 50.
Have they got someone down there? Face Sparks has just come off the ground, so they haven't got him there to take a big mark.
So the short ball went to Conforti instead. Now,
okay, well, he's a lefty.
Yeah.
Left footer here. He'd be half a chance here.
Certainly fancies himself. He's going back.
And the way the breeze is, it'll sort of naturally blow it back in. Kick it towards the top of the goal square.
1 goal for Sam Conforti today in the first term, so he has kicked the goal at this end. That looks excellent off the boot. He celebrates. That never looked like missing in the end,
No.
Koff. Conforti gets his second. Sturt get goal number 6. They go to 6-13-49. Glenelg stuck on 2-4-16. That is a margin now of 33 points.
Yeah, and he's been a great pickup this year for the Double Blues. They've got a few nice little additions to this side, and he's one of them. That's his second goal of the game. Been very good. And that's what they needed. They just needed a bit of scoreboard pressure. They've got those 13 points there.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, how many were there? 6.
I reckon 6 rush behinds by mine. Yeah.
But they needed that scoreboard pressure because in the last quarter, Glenelg are going to try to come home with a breeze behind them. So they need to get a bit of a gap.
So we're back in the middle. Crowd a bit shell-shocked here at Stratarama. Snook wins the clearance. Walter did brilliantly just to work Stagg under the footy and take the mark. Chips a short one to Lewis. Welcome back, Tom Lewis. Little one to Tierley. Here's the running Perez. Just drilling this to an open forward line. Great work, Austin Kitchke. McFadgen just got a hand to him to effect the disposal. Dakin. Perez just kept running. Gee, covers some ground. Spain the handball over the top to Carey. Stagg's hands were excellent. Just a hurried kick forward. Walter stood and waited. Stagg covered a lot of ground to get back and help. Coomler shrugs one tackle. Sweeping handball Dakin. He's got Carey, who can run to 60 and send this one along. McFadgen has a one-on-one almost.
I think he thought the ball was going to come over the back there. He just about had the sit then. He just needed to fly at that one. Good work by Kitchke in front.
Short kick down the middle, Lions. Gee. Good one-handed mark, but it was in all sorts if that hit the ground. McCarthy. Short to Scharenberg. Just stagnant, aren't they, Glenelg? Hosey's a long way from home. Plays on, kicks a floater down the wing. Coomless waiting for it. Did well in the end just to get the disposal, but straight to Chandler, who's wrapped up in a very nice tackle. I think that was Snelling again. It was. So ball up. Grandstand side of Glenelg Oval. Great day for footy. Colour on the left boot. Kicks to a pretty open forward line. Great contest, Perez and Allen. They break even there. Have a ball up. Centre half forward position for the Bays. Holder the tap to Snook. Back to Holder, couldn't gather. Chandler tried to crash through. Walter, big tackle. And we'll have another ball up.
Yep, the Tigers, they need some scoreboard pressure here. I don't know if you've got it written down, but they haven't got their last goal in the first quarter.
Yeah, been a long time.
Long time.
Yeah, 22-minute mark of the first term.
Yeah.
Oscar Adams. So Dakin drives this one through the middle of the ground. Conforti and Martini was a good contest. Carey's been busy this quarter. Goes wide to Voss.
Got one spare here.
And it's Richards. Hits him right on the chest. Plays on, runs to 50. Centres this one. Dangerous kick. Spain almost. McFadden does the roving. Can he get his right boot to it? He can. He can indeed. That is a brilliant snap for goal, Connor McFadden. He gets his third. 2 in the first, 1 in the third now. Goal number 7 for Sturt. They are running away with this one, Grant Coffey. 40 points the margin. 16 and a half played third term.
Yeah, it was good work there by James Richards once again. Just put it to the sort of the top of the square, and Connor McFadden. That's the second goal he's got from that sort of crumbing goal around the body. He's made it look pretty easy. 191, 6'3" in the old language. Had a pretty good game today. Been a fairly good duel actually with Kitchke back there. But 3 goals, probably just in front.
So you can hear the hush over the grandstand here.
I think everyone's stunned, isn't there? There's a big crowd in here. A lot of Glenelg supporters. Probably didn't expect this.
How will they respond? Lions with the clearance. Now Glenelg go forward. Oh, Perez, well what a mark.
Yeah. Had his eyes on the ball the whole time. So 25 against Will Gould, I think. I think McFadden will be all right here, just a bit winded.
Perez just going back with the flight. You're right, he had his eyes only for the ball. He's having some kind of quarter.
Yeah.
Crowd not happy, but that was absolutely 25. Gould just crashed into him.
He's got better as the game's gone on, Flynn Perez.
He plays on. He's got Becker running for him. Box seating, takes a nice mark, Zach Becker. Richards wants it, and he heads in that direction. He's got him.
Yeah. Glenelg have just been sucked up at the footy, and that's twice in a row that James Richards hasn't even moved. He just dropped out the back, and then the ball's ended up with Sturt and inside forward 50, and he's taken on both occasions. Now, we know the distance won't be an issue, just a matter of accuracy here.
James Richards to make it 3 in the quarter for Sturt. He starts it out wide. It is a beautiful kick. He pumps both fists. And Sturt on fire. 8-14-62. Margin's blowing out now. 46 points. We've played 19 minutes third term at Stratarama.
And the player they need to get around me, is Flynn Perez, back on that half-back line. Just ran back, had his eye on the ball all the time, got cleaned up, got a 25-metre penalty. The ball's ended up down the other end with James Richards and kicks his first goal of the game. So he keeps his average up, Tim.
He does. Still going just over 1 a game, James Richards. And Flynn Perez, 18 disposals, 17 of those kicks, 9 marks, 7 inside 50s.
And he kicks it so well. That's why he's the distributor back there.
He can kick it low and hard, can't he? Or he can kick the long ball.
Yeah.
Holder, good hands to Bell. Is this the chance for Glenelg? Bell sets this one up. Gould wanted the free kick. Stagg does the roving outside of the boot. Hugh Stagg. He makes no mistake. Always knows where the goals are, Hugh Stagg. Glenelg get a much-needed one. Their third, and they go to 3-4-22. This margin back to 40 points. They've gone nearly 2 whole quarters, 22-minute mark of the first and the 20-minute mark of the third. They get their next goal.
And they got the cheers of the crowd there. They've been waiting a long time for that. But even though it's 40 points, you know, they're still in the game. They're going to come home with a breeze. They've got the firepower, and you think that there's a switch there to be flicked, but they haven't yet flicked it. So let's see if they can get 2 in a row here.
Back in the centre, Holder and Faye Sparks. Lewis, he tried to shrug the tackle from Bell. He couldn't.
Yeah, so here it comes, just a bit of momentum.
James Bell, his second clearance in the last 2 centre bounces. Kicks long. Hosey will get a run at it. Martini was not expecting that foot. He did well just to hold on to it. Ball spills free. Perez comes in illegally, said the umpire. Just got in the back of Reed Culler, who might be a chance from here on his left.
Yeah, no, he's a good kick. I think this side's actually a bit more protected than the other side, so give him a chance, but...
He runs around. Gee, that looks nice off the boot. Oh, all the way to the line, Faye Sparks with the fist.
And this is how in a game that little things can start to turn. Flint Perez, we said how well he'd done, just gave a free kick away too high, and then all of a sudden the Tigers get their tails up, so they're back in the game here at the moment, the Tigers.
Great kick by Voss to find Tierley. Comes in board to Dakin. Jared Dakin, centre of the ground, measures a perfect one to Lewis. Hands to it. Spills to Giacometti. Oh, who just drills it through. And just like that, some exquisite ball movement, if you will, out of defence. And in a matter of seconds, Sturt get the immediate response. Yep. Luke Giacometti, who's had a nice game coming into the side this week, and the margin back to 45 points.
And that's the response you want from the Double Blues. It looked like that the Tigers had just a mini roll on there, bit of an opportunity, couple of opportunities, 1 goal from Stagg. Kuller trying to get a long goal, but the Double Blues have gone down straight away and responded very well with Giacometti, his first of the game.
Yeah, his first in league footy as well. Kicked 4 behinds from his 5 games last year. So he'll be great to get on the board. Spent some time at the Swans Academy. And we're now with Sturt at half forward. Tierley couldn't quite gather later. Nice tackle though. And nowhere to move for Glenelg again. They are trying to take the game on a little bit, but it's just really difficult to break these Sturt tackles. Faye Sparks wins that hit out. Bell looks dangerous. Just measures that one to Reynolds. Takes a nice mark down at his ankles. Comes in board. He drilled that one to Gerloff. Switches on here for Cole Gerloff. Has stretch, wants someone to run at him. Proud does. Takes the mark. Centres to Curran. Just 2 players behind Chris Curran. Sturt making life very difficult for Glenelg up ahead. Just nothing to kick to. Goes wide to Kitschke. Just choking them, aren't they, Sturt?
Yep. Doing everything
right.
right.
Kitschke, no choice but to kick long. Nice mark by Will Gould. Quickly plays on. And it was 25 for coming over the mark. Good heads-up play by Gould just to take that kick quickly.
Yeah, it's a reasonable 25 too, so he's within distance here. He's passed it off quickly. It's gone to Reynolds as the umpire called play on, time on. No,
happy with that?
Yeah. Spotted him well there, Will Gould.
Luke Reynolds,
He's a left footer here too, Tim. He's going with the right around the corner.
Interesting, he is a goal kicker. And he just makes that one look so easy on his wrong foot. The snap around the body, kicks truly. Glenelg get goal number 4. They're 4-5-29. Margin is 39 points, Sturt to 9, 14-68. We've played 25 minutes even at Stratarama.
You just can't work out how that happens to me. Like, way I look at the footy's fairly simple. How a guy of Luke Reynolds' ability can be standing on his own 20 metres in the clear with no one on him just amazes me.
Especially in a defence as strong as Sturt's. Maybe a miscommunication. But they're close enough, if good enough.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Those guys that we mentioned, Luke Reynolds, now he gets a touch of the footy.
Yeah.
Liam McBean's had a couple of touches. That's how quickly things can turn around.
Back in the centre here for Amy, who supports community footy in South Australia. Amy does, of course. We thank Amy for their support. Snelling just trying to extract that one, but he couldn't. Good contest in there. Bell has looked dangerous for Glenelg.
When he's had some space, when he breaks clear of that stoppage, he looks really good.
Hurried kick forward from Holder. It's a nice gather and handball to Snook. Kicks this one long. Hosey just outworked there by Coombs.
Did that well, didn't he? Just a one-on-one.
Yeah, did brilliantly. Comes wide to Voss, who's got Perez. They can just take a bit of heat out of the contest here, Sturt.
That barbecue's come up again. I think I can smell a bacon sandwich.
It's tough when it wafts up here. I tell you what, we've had it a few times during the call. Face sparks from deep.
He can mark the footy.
Well, you called him at the start, Coff, and he's delivered. He kicks very long here. Through the hands of Max Proud, the ever-reliable Proud. It spills to McFadgen outside of the boot. That's 4 goals for Connor McFadgen now. 2 in this quarter, and look at them let Max Proud know about it. There's been a bit of spite in this game. And Josh Hone went straight to Max Proud there and said, you dropped what you should have taken.
Well, Connor McFadgen gave up on it. He thought that it was going to be a mark, and the ball came over the back, and he thought, OK, I'll take this. Thank you very much for number 4.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at the replay here. It's Conforti. Went straight to Dakin, goes to Proud, and then Hone comes in, letting Max Proud know all about it.
Well, this is where it starts to get interesting with best players. Ball winners or goal kickers?
Yes. Yeah, 4's about the peak for that. 1 more, they become very big after that. I wanted to give Mitch Harvey 3 last week, but he had 4 goals. If he'd kicked the 5th, it was his.
Yeah, but you've got to back your judgment in.
That's true.
Come on, Tim, you're better than that.
Good tap by Doyle. Snelling streaming out of the middle. Hone couldn't gather. They're under siege here, Glenelg. Sturt just want the footy more. Snelling to Battersby. Tearley just over the head of Richards and Adams, through for a behind. (10-15) Sturt, 25-9. And they lead it by 46 points late in the third.
Every time that Glenelg have made a bit of an inroad, Sturt have responded, haven't they?
Absolutely. We've seen this quarter, Glenelg kick a goal, get a bit of momentum, crowd gets excited, and straight back down the other end for a Sturt goal. Brad McCarthy kicks this one long. Almost a sliding mark. The big man in Doyle just couldn't quite pull it in. Ruck contest. Doyle and Holder Snelling over the footy. And there is the siren to end this third term, and it is the double. Can score goals in a hurry. They've put their big man in the ruck. Liam McBean will go head-to-head with Amos Doyle here. Doyle wins that, but clearance is through Snook. Sends Glenelg forward immediately. Good contest. Reynolds hit it hard. Snelling just knew exactly where to be. And Carey can relieve. Kicks long. Doyle was clever in the end, wasn't he? Angus Anderson picked it up nicely. Dakin thought about the handball, instead decided to measure one. Just missed Hone. Face spark, just worked his opponent off the footy. Hone outside of the boot. What a start for Sturt. Josh Hone kicks his first on the outside of the boot. And Glenelg went forward. Sturt turned it over straight down the other end. Goal number 11. Margin 52 points. We haven't even played a minute final term.
Yeah, and they also got around big Amos Doyle there. They big Faye Sparks come out to him. This is where you can make an impact. He didn't get a touch there. He just got a fist to it. It looked like a certain Glenelg mark there across half back to them. But he ran back with the fly to the play and thumped the ball out wide, and then the double blues were away. And Josh Hone, who's been busy today, hasn't hit the scoreboard. That's goal number 1.
Those goals are easy for someone of Josh Hone's quality. Back in the middle. McBean wins that one. Battersby with the clearance. Puts that one out in front of Conforti, who beat his man. Snelling made ground from the clearance. Sends it forward. Faye Sparks with the mark. They can do no wrong, Sturt.
Yeah. Will Snelling once again. And it wasn't a pretty kick, but Faye Sparks, as we've seen today, being able to hold his opponent off. And that time there just wrapped it up in the chest. He's impressive, Faye Sparks.
He is, and he called Will Snelling. Just the ground he made from that clearance, he just sprinted to get to the next contest. And a good, clever mark by Faye Sparks. He's kicked one in the first and one in the second. Been very good today, looking for goal number 3. This might almost put it beyond Glenelg here. Oh, not his best effort. We were right behind it on the SANFL now camera.
Yeah, well, if there was no breeze, it was going straight through the middle.
Yep.
But you just got caught in the breeze that's played havoc all day down there at that end. And here he is again.
Snelling again with the intercept. Dakin around one. He's got Conforti in support. He's wrapped up, though, by Curran.
Yeah, Will Snelling be a bit disappointed with the kick. The idea was right, but just a bit too high. Missed his target.
Ball up about 40 from the Sturt goal. Faye Sparks wins that one. Stretch couldn't take it. Hone and Conforti run into each other. Yep. Ball out of play.
One just needed to block for the other one there, but they were both after it.
So 3 minutes played, final term here at Stratarama. Snook taken high. We'll get the free kick, Matty Snook. Tough day for him in the middle. Chips one to Gerloff. Spears that to Hosey. Good mark above his head. He looked inboard, but nothing on. Now called to play on Hosey. Just chips a pitching wedge to McBean. He's hard against the boundary line. True centre wing position out of side. He wants to switch. Again, nothing on, so he just kicks long. Good leap, Reynolds. Couldn't pull it in. Carey, front and centre to Perez. Back to Carey. And they're out away through Dakin now to Snelling. Just always has time, Will Snelling. He's such a good decision maker. Found Battersby, who has Conforti. Lewis kept running. And he wins that footy. Now inboard to Voss. Back to Conforti. Clever left foot kick. And they're doing it easy at the moment. Sturt, Snelling to Hone on the lead. Takes a nice mark.
Just when you thought Will Snelling might be getting a bit tired, I think he's actually ramped it up another gear here. He's brought his own footy to start off this last quarter.
And he rarely wastes it.
Yeah.
Just he's a smart decision maker. He looks around before he disposes of the footy. It's a half back, he made a smart decision, but he just keeps running. He's always at the next contest.
Now this is a bit of deja vu here I'm having, Tim, because we were here in the second quarter with Josh Hone in a very similar position. So the distance, he should have the distance.
And we'll see if he's learnt from his kick in the second. Already kicked the goal in this last term. He sets this one up. Pack forms. No one able to mark Richards first to it. Bustled out of play by Scharenberg.
Well, that was clever there. It was like a rugby player going for the line there. He was just happy just to start again.
Boundary throw in, about 25 around from the Sturt goal. Doyle's just battled away brilliantly in the ruck all day. Bell does the roving, gave to Curran, back to Bell. No option but just to throw that on the left boot through the hands of Conforti. Clever little toe poke. Set up Lovelock, who was hit hard. Stagg does the roving. Sturt, numbers around the footy. Edmonds. And,
he might be caught holding the ball there.
I think
he's stung a bit, isn't he?
It's face sparks, I think, is it?
Yeah, it is.
So Glenelg waits no time because Matty Allen is dangerous. He's a lovely shot for goal. That one never looked like it, though, across the face. Minor score.
Yeah, you know when you're having... The team's not having a good day because Matty Allen is normally a pretty good shot on goal, but I think the breeze is a bit trickier than what we think up here.
Certainly called Matt Allen kicking goals from that spot on the ground before.
Yeah, he's always a beautiful kick of the footy.
Ned Walter. In no hurry at all. Has Carey in support. Right back pocket for Sturt. Thought about the switch now. Just measures a short one to Spain. 7 minutes gone now. Glenelg just the one behind. Sturt have kicked 1-1. Dangerous kick, but Perez is up to the challenge as always. And he's got Casey Voss in a mile of space. He's got Battersby further afield, heads in that direction. Just polar opposites, these two teams. Sturt are finding players everywhere. Glenelg.
See, look at Spain there. He's on this again. So he started this down at just about full back, and he's worked all the way up.
James Battersby, true centre wing position, out of side. Chips this one long and wide out on the full. So still this hush over the crowd.
Yeah, I think they're stunned.
Chris Curran hands to Scharenberg. Just belts this in the Gerloff direction. Sturt again numbers at the contest. Lewis takes 3 to get Tom Lewis down. A welcome return to the team for Tom Lewis. Him and Snelling, what a combination, along with Battersby. Snelling laying the tackle. So time running away from Glenelg here. They're going to need to do something in a hurry. Sturt just, again, 2 people tackling.
Yeah, that's been the difference all day.
So official crowd figure today just coming in. 5,391. Brilliant crowd at Glenelg for the Anzac Day clash. Billy Stretch sends this one forward. Walter's hands were good to Casey Voss. He's wrapped up. So nearly 5,400 here today, Koff. And we've got the women's game after this. So stick with us on SANFL now. Paul Bonzer and Narelle Smith will bring you that game. And you think that crowd number will grow. Snap at goal by Allen.
It
took a fortunate bounce, didn't it? Wasn't his most accurate, but took a nice leg break in the goal square. Bounces through. Glenelg finally get one. 5-6-36. Margin back to 46 points. We've played 9 minutes. Final term at Stratarama.
Yeah, and it's the ability now to get 2 in a row, then 3 in a row. That's been the big challenge for the Tigers today. Every time that they've mounted a mini challenge, Sturt have had the answers.
Yeah, have not kicked 2 in a row today. But now they have a chance to. So goal to Matthew Allen, his first of today.
Now that'd be an off break, wouldn't it? To the left, that's an off break. Is that a leg break?
If you're a left-hander or a right-hander, I guess. Holder just handed that one to Snook. We'll call it a handball. Drives them forward. McBean almost. Can they get a quick one here? Reynolds leads Coombs to the footy. He's played that really well, Coombs, although Reynolds almost picked his pocket.
Well, he's a left footer as well, so that's a good point.
I did run it through in my head, but...
So then that would be a leg break, an off break for a right.
Amos Doyle, double-handed fist down to Snelling, only as far as Billy Stretch though. Player on the mark is right on the 50, chips one, 3 Sturt players there, dangerous option. Perez, cool under pressure, as is Lewis. Oh, Spain just went and got that footy out of the pack. Chips one to Richards, nice mark.
He's been
Richards,
solid today,
yeah.
Richards, hasn't he?
Yeah, thought he was quite good last week. The stat sheet doesn't always show it, but always provides a contest. McFadgen, untidy handball back to Richards. Measures one to Spain, who's also popped up in places today, Will Spain. Done a good job. Sturt, 70 more possessions than Glenelg today. That wasn't one of their best. It just bounces out of play. Oscar Adams to take the free kick.
We've seen that a bit today, haven't we? With teams trying to hug the boundary on that outer side, kicking the ball out of play.
Reynolds just worked under the footy by Coombs. He's been very good today, Will Coombs. I'd say that about just about every Sturt player, to be honest, but Colour gets in there to affect the spoil on Tearley. Will Spain gets around Kitchke with ease. Left foot dribble kick. Wasn't great though. Adams did well to get it to Stretch. Perez works his player under the footy illegally, said the umpire. That one was there.
Stagg with the free kick, is it?
It is Hugh Stagg. He'll drive this one long. Reynolds and McBean. McBean might be in best position. Neither can mark. Out of play, boundary throw in. 50 from home for Glenelg.
They've struggled to mark the footy inside forward 50 today, the big guys, haven't they, for the Tigers?
Well, just 2 goals between Hosey, Reynolds and McBean. Usually at least one of them gets hold of the opposition, but no one able to do it today. McBean outside of the boot. Dakin overran it. Reynolds tackled by Anderson. And no room for Stagg either. So another ball up, deep in the pocket for Glenelg. Tearley went without it. Doyle tried the underground handball. Giacometti comes in over the top. And another ball up. Doyle had to pick that one up really, and tackled again. So Glenelg again just cannot get anything out of stoppage here. McBean tackled hard, no chance to get rid of that one. Still all the Glenelg supporters here though, they're hanging on. Can their team get one? Mounted late challenge, Scharenberg, good tackle.
Have to start to think about the votes too, Tim.
Yep, you will. Tough choice. We've also got the Bob Quinn medal. We will bring you that presentation after the game as well, so stick with us for the Bob Quinn medal. Of course, Port Adelaide legend, SANFL Hall of Fame player, 2-time Magarey, but also very decorated World War II veteran was Bob Quinn. Dakin scrubs a left foot kick out. Holder was a beautiful pick up. Glenelg inside 50 again. Sturt have numbers, and there's that man again, Flynn Perez. Just reads the ball so well, puts himself in the best position to mark. Good spoil by Curran, out of play, and we'll have a boundary throw in. And there is the crowd figure coming over the PA system here at Stratarama Stadium. Almost 5,400 in the house for this Anzac Day clash. Been a powerful display from Sturt. We've had mixed fortunes the first 3 rounds, but this has been an excellent display to really stamp their potential premiership credentials. So the heat coming out of this one, we'll have another boundary throw in. Been a lot of stoppages in the past couple of minutes as we tick over 16 minutes final term. There's a 46-point margin to Sturt. Richards, good contest, hit lines pretty hard. Battersby, handball into the feet of Bell, and another boundary throw in.
Yeah, we'll have to... it's going to be hard to knock off Will Snelling for this BOG. He's been fantastic today, led the way for the Double Blues, but we'll have to have a closer look, Tim. You never know.
You never know. Something could pop up in the last 10 or 15 here, but he has set the tone right from the start. Reynolds, centering kick. It's all Sturt back there. Illman elects to let it run over the boundary line. Could have taken the stat there, Illman, of the mark, but instead he'll just take the kick. Giacometti comes across to Perez. He'd have to be up there.
Yeah, no, he's
Lynn
been
Perez.
good. Yeah, been very good. I think I'm the last person in football that's still prepared to give the big blokes a vote too, Tim. Let's have a look at them.
Not the greatest kick there, made the big man work. Gould, centering kick to Martini. Might load up from 60. Does the team thing, puts that one out in front.
That was great by Illman there.
It was excellent by Illman to affect the spoil on Snook. Tierley, short one to Giacometti, who puts the hand up and says, we'll just slow things down.
That's been the difference today, that act by Illman. So here they are, 6 goals up. Could have easily have let the guy run onto that and taken the mark and had a shot on goal, but, he just wouldn't let him take it.
I've just given them nothing, and it's been a complete 4-quarter performance, hasn't it? They haven't dropped off at all, Sturt. Glenelg don't need a lot of time to hurt you, and Sturt have just dominated.
Yep.
27 shots to 11. And 49 inside 50s to 27. Facebarks and Gould do battle. That one over the back, misses both. Battersby, good pick-up. Giacometti looked for Tierley. Bell beat him to it, but the boundary line beats him. And we'll have a throw in. True centre wing position out of side. Great to see so many fans out there enjoying the action. And if you're wearing double blue, you've been super impressed by this performance. Gerloff untidy. Sturt again just hunting the footy in packs. The kick forward. Adams did well to win front position. And just not allow Richards to take that mark. So we'll have another boundary throw in as we near time on.
Lynn Perez coming off, getting a bit of a cheer from the Sturt faithful down there.
I'll be putting him on ice with the game just about in the bag here. Bell was surprised that came out to him. Snelling tried the over-the-head handball. Only as far as Martini. Left foot snap out of trouble. Chandler did well just to not let Walter take the mark, and he followed up beautifully. Now they forced the turnover. Stagg couldn't get his kick clear though, and it's Walter again kicking straight back to Martini. Comes across the ground to Curran. He's got McCarthy wide, but they want to play the corridor here. Allen, good handball to Adams. Tumbles one forward, and well, he had 2 Glenelg players and he put it on the chest to Coombs.
Yeah, no, he's been good. Done a great job on Luke Reynolds back there.
Coombs will have to kick that one again. Goes wide to Ned Walter. Had Giacometti short. Ran himself into trouble there. And in the end, had a hurried kick. Richards did well just to get hands on it. And we'll have another boundary throw in. Tim Saul and Grant Coffey bringing you all the action today on SANFL now, also streaming via the AFL website and AFL app. I hope you're enjoying this grand final rematch. Will Spain, nice mark in front of McCarthy. He's got Richards all by himself. The kick just over his head, though. Maybe some tired legs contributing to that.
Yeah, and having a look at this Sturt side, a team of goers, aren't they?
Yeah.
They just hunt the footy. Their tackling pressure has been fantastic. So they're going to go a long way this year, no doubt about that. You're going to have to be a pretty good side to beat them too as the season goes on.
They did do a poll of the captains at the start of the season, and Glenelg and Sturt were the overwhelming favourites to play off in the grand final, according to the guys in the know. Bell snaps to a vacant goal square. He's going to need the off break. It's just a top spinner in the end, through for a behind.
Yeah, and you say that, and the Eagles and the Dogs have got off to a really good start. Centrals have recruited pretty well,
Yes.
got a pretty even side as well, so it'll be interesting how they go as the season goes on against the better sides.
Nord still undefeated as well.
Yep,
Beaten
that's right.
both of these teams in front of us today.
Yep.
SANFL competition alive and well. Great crowd today. Gould, low ball inside 50. And again, I think that was Allen. Just never really looked like troubling the goal umpire there, just missing to the right. And the heat well and truly out of this one. It's been all Sturt. They've done a fantastic job. Voss plays on. Goes wide, too wide again. Have seen a lot of out in the falls out that side of the ground, Cough, the ball carrying.
No, yep. Yeah, there's at least 5 of them today, as a guess.
Reynolds over the top. Gerloff. Just kicked that one as high as it went long. Oh, look at the big man Doyle. He has just battled brilliantly all day. Clearing kick only as far as Curran. Goes wide. Hosey takes a marquee. Not quite. Boundary line beat him. I was about to say he loves kicking goals from that part of the ground, Lockie Hosey, but he won't get the chance here.
Yeah. Bit too much carry on the kick.
Casey Voss.
And you mentioned, Tim, as well, the crowd stayed, haven't they? They haven't gone.
They have.
Which is great. I think they're all expecting a Tiger comeback, but unfortunately it hasn't come in this last quarter. Only the one goal for Matty Allen.
Oh, Gould ran himself straight into trouble there. Might have been smothered with the head, though.
Yeah, well, that's right. That's
ball spilt to face Sparks. Battersby just kicked in hope there. It was marked by Kitschke.
It's Connor McFadden as well, who's had a good game today. 4 goals.
It was interesting. Played most of last year as a defender. I think he was centre-half back in the SANFL Team of the Year.
Yeah, no, he's got to play forward.
Yeah, it was a game at ex-convenience at Elizabeth where they swung him forward and it turned the game, and he's never been back since. Nice mark over the top. Gerloff just coming in from the side. Kick again, just carrying in the breeze over the pack. Gerloff read it best. And he will go back and kick for goal. Missed last week with a leg injury, back in the side today and steering through his first of the season. Late consolation to Glenelg, 6-8-44. Sturt in command, 11-16-82. That is a margin of 38 points. We played 25 minutes last term.
What Sturt don't want to do, though, is they don't want to sort of let the Tigers get a few easy goals here at the end, because they really dominated the whole day. So, you know, to feel good about yourself during the week, just make sure they run the game out, which is what Coach Marty Matner would want.
So sun's still out on Stratarama Stadium, especially in the centre of the ground. It's been a great day of footy. Great crowd enjoying the Anzac Day grand final rematch. And there is the siren. And they led it from start to finish, the Double Blues. They run out winners 11-16-82, defeating Glenelg 6-8-44. That is a margin of 38 points. And it was a dominant display and a true four-quarter effort from a very dangerous team.
Yep.